Hey kids, how you doing? JJD here with another Craft Beer Nation quick beer review. Tonight we're going to be talking about Texian Brewing Company's FM 359. It's a Brett Saison aged on raspberries and blackberries. Texian is a brewery from Richmond, Texas. They're about 7 or 8 miles from where I'm sitting right now. I should know more about these guys, but I don't. I've only had a few of their beers before. I know that they're starting to develop a pretty decent sour system and some Belgian-style ales, so I'm always keen to try that. What is FM 539? Those of you that live in Texas will know that the FM series is a series of paved roads, farm-to-market paved roads that were originally set up in the 1940s to help get farmers get their products to market. And this brewery is actually on Farm to Market 359, and that's how they get their beer from their brewery to Highway 90 a couple miles down the road. So this is I would call this an Imperial Saison. I think it's 8.3%. It's brewed with kind of what they call domesticated Saccharomyces as well as wild Brett and some fruit. So should be kind of funky, I would imagine, but let's see. And hopefully it's not a gusher, which it is. I'm getting all the gushers lately. God, what is up with that? This carpet. I'm going to be busted when she smells this carpet. So what does this look like here? Surprising for a Saison. It was, fairly well carbonated, but no head whatsoever. Nothing. I still got some bubbles coming up from the bottom, but absolutely no typical soapy, fluffy, really light lemon meringue head that you would expect on a Saison. Nice kind of ruby color. You can see some kind of fruit impact there. Nose is earthy. I get the fruit, but I'm getting more of kind of like the blossoms of raspberry and blackberry and cherries. I get kind of earthiness, not overly funky, very, very light Brett funk to it. I don't smell a lot of lacto. It doesn't smell super tart and sour. Smells good, smells very appealing, kind of a little on the sweet side, kind of honeysuckle and blossoms of berry fruit. That's nice. You get the berries, pretty prominent, a little more of the fruity nature, not sweet, but you get kind of that fruit characteristic. There's a little bit of funk to it, but honestly, I'd say it's quite subdued. I wouldn't even necessarily know it was I wouldn't call this a Saison if somebody blind poured it for me. I would call it a little bit of a wild fruit beer. It doesn't have any kind of acetic notes, any kind of woodiness really. It's fairly light-bodied, pretty dry in the finish. I'm bummed that it doesn't have more carbonation. I think that would help the beer a lot on the mouthfeel. The mouth feels light, which is true to style, but I would love a little more effervescence on the back of my palate to kind of prickle this thing up a little bit. But quite good, quite refreshing. Not boozy in the least. So I think it's put together well. It's not really true to style. So a lot of times people take liberties with the style that something's classified as, but it's still a nice and very enjoyable beer. So appearance, I would give it a 3. I mean, there's no head whatsoever. I'm really missing that for anything that wants to call itself a farmhouse or a Saison. Nose, it's probably like a 3.5. I'm looking for more funk. It's got a nice nose, but it's not what I'm expecting based on what's on the label. Taste is good, 3.75. Mouthfeel is light, but that's to style, but it would benefit from more carbonation, so probably 3.5 for mouthfeel. So all in all, I'm going to say it's a good beer, but it's only 3.25 to 3.5. But still a good effort, very interesting beer, and certainly drinkable and worth looking out. So that's it, kids. It's Texian Brewing FM Farm to Market 359 Brett Saison, aged on raspberries and blackberries. Keep it real, kids. Keep drinking good beer, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.